Welcome back to the Crypto Gorilla YouTube channel. Check out my custom Crypto Gorilla hoodie. You're gonna find out more about that next week. So the market has pretty much died thanks to Sammy Boy rugging the entire space. However, thankfully, it was resurrected by Jerome and the boys over at the SEC, who came in with some positive CPI data just in time. So there is hope after all, although I am not celebrating just yet. I do believe there could be a ton more pain because the FTX situation is not over. There's other exchanges that might go down. So I am not celebrating just yet. I'm not holding my breath for anything. I'm just sitting on the sidelines waiting. Now, the good news is if you have been waiting to buy anything, if you wanted to buy the dip on crypto, if you wanted to buy into a collection at a lower price, now is potentially your chance. I myself have been looking at Digidaigaku. I've been looking at Clonex, although Digi would be for a long-term hold versus Clonex that would be for a short-term flip as they introduce the Animus project, which is the egg that they've been showing, and it's going to have like a coda or something inside. Apes are also down really bad. 2 days ago, you could have gotten an ape for roughly $70,000, which I understand is still an enormous amount of money. However, I feel like not enough people check Bendao. There's some insane deals on here. Right now, this is ending in like 6 hours, and you can get an M2 mutant. There's like 6 M2 mutants that are available for less than 10 Ethereum, and the cheapest M2 on OpenSea is currently around 13 Ethereum. So you could buy this or bid on it. If you win, then you could immediately demon flip it for 12, 13 ETH, because some of these mutants look really good, especially compared to the floor M2s. So this is something I've been checking out, and it's pretty funny. This cheetah one, which is a beautiful ape, by the way, the cheetah with the red. This one actually belongs to the founder of Bendao. I think it's some inside joke, or he just does it for marketing, but it'd be funny if he got liquidated on his own platform. So hopefully you are all right this week. Hopefully you survived the ups and downs, but that is crypto after all. The markets are wild. I personally haven't done anything. I haven't sold any crypto. I didn't buy any crypto. It didn't hit my target price. I was thinking we're going to go down eventually to roughly 12 to 13K Bitcoin, which is where I would consider buying in. But again, this really depends on your financial position. If you're okay, holding out for 6 months, 12 months, however long it takes for us to recover, and you don't need that money immediately, then, I don't mind if I buy in at 12 and it goes down to 7, because I personally believe that Bitcoin will eventually be worth 100K or more. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about some upcoming projects. I also want to talk about what happened over the past week. There was some drama around Art Gobblers. We had the KPR drop, which did very well. And I also want to quickly talk about upcoming projects that I'm hyped about, which are going to be Valhalla, Ether, and Memeland. As usual, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion, and you should always do your own research before buying or selling anything, or you're going to get absolutely wrecked. So first, we're going to look at some low supply collections. The first on that list is going to be Operation Execute. Now, I like how they've switched up their marketing. They're doing this black and white style with these great looking illustrations. They did start a long time ago. You could see here May 24th. I guess they deleted some tweets in between that. However, in October, they did drop their white paper. That's what you see on the screen right now. You can see here, it is called the Social Pass, and it's going to be a 333 supply. And as we all know, these lower supply collections tend to do better. I also like how they're showing us how they're distributing these whitelist spots out to their community, out to the collab partners. And full disclosure, I did manage to get whitelist spots for the Gorilla Labs. However, the most bullish thing, as you can see here, the price for this mint pass is going to be absolutely free. So essentially the utility of this is that you could mint all the future collections that they're going to be releasing. They're going to be working with a ton of different Japanese artists. The first of which is actually an in-house artist, and it is a collection called Scribe, which the Scribe collection will also give you whitelist to the following collection, which is a Web2 clothing brand. So it's going to have a supply of 3333. And as you can see by the art here, it is close to the anime art that we have been seeing with collections lately. Next, this is the clothing brand I was talking about. It is called Unif, and I really like the art for this one. It is very cute, which is something that especially the Japanese market really likes. The next project is called AI Madonna. This one is my personal favorite in terms of the art. It reminds me of a more colorful Ghost in the Shell, but if we look at the supply, it does say timed edition, so I'm guessing it's just going to be minting over X amount of time. It's going to be an open mint, and you're just going to be able to mint it until the end. Let's say it's 1 hour to mint, a 1 hour window. You're going to be able to mint as many as you can until that 1 hour period is done, and then the mint is just going to close. So there's 7 total in, let's call it their season 1, and it's really unique art style. I really love the art for some of these collections. They do have a 3D one here. If we keep scrolling, this one I also really like, Hiroshi Mori. And finally, you have Taku Obata. Now, other than these 7 collections, they are going to be working working with anime projects. I cannot reveal which ones. However, I did recently see one of them on Netflix. I'll just say that. But they are going to be working with different anime projects and bring those collections to the space. So I really like what they're doing. I like their style. I like the minimalist approach to their white paper, even though it's just a white paper, but it is beautifully designed. And like I said, this is a free mint. So as long as you're using a burner wallet, there is no risk. Next on the list, continuing the low supply collections, we have Stay Human. And I really love the art for this one. It looks really great. Here they have both a still piece and an animated piece. If we scroll down, we'll also see they made this custom piece for NFT Prada, who is one of the advisors for this collection. And this looks absolutely amazing. Now they did have a website. They seem to have pulled it. I assume they are just reworking it. However, I did get to see that some of the utilities for this are going to be different Discord bots. They're going to have tools for you to use, as well as the typical alpha group, low supply, and whitelist bots. Now, on another positive note, I do know they also want to have a very cheap mint price, especially for the low collection size. So this is definitely one that is on my radar. Another one that's on my radar, pretty much for the same reasons as Stay Human, is going to be Kongu. So same thing, low supply, 350. The art is these animated one-of-ones made by Silverback here. If we scroll through, you can see a ton of them. They have a Halloween one. Here they have a Star Wars one. He has shown me a bunch of pieces and they all look amazing. Now for this one, it is going to be difficult to get into their Discord. Little plug here, if you are part of the Gorilla Labs, I do have whitelists for the 3 projects that I just spoke about. However, I would try for all 3 of these because these low supply collections do tend to perform well. Now we just spoke about NFT Prada. If you look at his profile here, he is part of the Momentum team. Like I said, he is helping with Stay Human, but he is also helping out with this Brotherhood project. Now this is another one that's on my radar. It seems to be an exclusive, curated, and members only collective. I'm seeing the words Proof Collective being thrown around. People do already have high hopes for this project. Now it is an invite only Discord, as you can see here, so you are going to need to be lucky enough or notable to get into the Discord. I personally have not gotten in yet. However, if we look at this tweet right here, you can see that they will be opening up the applications, so you will have a chance to get in. They're going to be doing the whole application meta, but like I said, this is one I am definitely keeping an eye on and I'm going to personally try to get in. Next on the list, continuing the application meta, is going to be Avium. Now similar to Valhalla and Junie, if you do want to apply to this one, you are going to need a code, so you will need somebody who's already gotten in who can refer you. However, one of the reasons people are going pretty mad trying to get into this one is because they did already drop a 1K collection, and as you can see, the floor price is a 1.81 Ethereum floor. The next drop that they're going to be doing is a 10K collection, but based on the floor of this one, people are expecting it to do well. So this is another project that I am personally trying to get into. I filled out the application and hopefully I can get in. Now what they're trying to do is launch an IP. As you can see from this trailer here, they have these characters, they're making these animated shorts, and they're going to want to do things like a comic, an anime, a movie. So they have very big ambitions. There are quite a few projects that are trying to do this, but I really like the quality of what they are putting out. Now, there is one market out there that does not care about market conditions. They don't care if we're in a recession. They don't care if we're in a bear market. They don't care if there's a war going on, and that is the Japanese market. I don't know if you've been following some of these collections. I haven't. Thankfully, my boy Captain Y put me on these, not early enough. Unfortunately, we did not get to participate in these mints. However, some of these collections have been performing insanely well. If you look here, this is a 10K supply. The floor is 1.4 Ethereum. If we hop on over to the analytics on OpenSea, you could see it's basically up only. And the craziest thing about a lot of these Japanese collections, if you look at the mint price, they are all 0.001 Ethereum to mint. So this is more than a 1000x return. Now I know what you're thinking, this is probably a one-off. I could tell you it's not. If you look at this collection, this one's a bit older. The other one was launched in October. This one was launched back in May. Crypto Ninja Partners, as you can see, the floor is 2.9 Ethereum. The supply is 22,000. So convert that to a 10K collection and their floor price is almost 6 Ethereum. And same thing, if we go over to the OpenSea analytics, I hate that you can't do more than 30 days. I have no idea why they did this. They basically got rid of being able to filter by longer periods of times, which they had before. So I don't know why they got rid of it, but it's been some pretty steady growth. They did go up a little bit back down, but now they have just gone up. And notice the dates here. If I filter back from, I don't know, let's do 7 days. The entire time that the market has been crashing, crypto has been crashing, we're all panicking. Mutants, clones, Azuki, everything is going down. Moonbirds went down crazy bad under their original mint price in terms of USD. But these Japanese projects have just been pumping. And I do feel like this has something to do with the culture. They don't like how we trade NFTs, you know, here in North America. They don't like flippers. They don't like when we kill the floor. And they're doing it the right way. This is a 22K collection that has just been going up. It's a sustainable method. I don't want to say sustainable because it's potentially not sustainable, but the floor's just been going up. Like, they're not paper handing this stuff. There's a crazy amount of ETH volume traded. And once again, if we go on Etherscan to see how much these were minted for, this person minted 3 tokens and you could see 0.003 ETH to mint. He almost paid more in gas than he did in his mint price, less than $4 to mint these, and they're currently worth 2.9 Ethereum. So like I said, big shout out to Captain Y for putting me on this. Definitely go throw him a follow if you want this kind of alpha. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on these collections and looking out for future collections. I'm going to even, I don't know, I'll learn Japanese if I have to, because there is a ton of opportunity here. Next, let's talk about some drama that happened over the past 2 weeks. So a lot of people are mad about Art Gobblers, mostly the people who didn't get to mint them, because the price of this just went ballistic. I expected these to open roughly around 5 to 6 Ethereum. These opened up around, well, there was one sale less, but they opened up around 15 to 13 Ethereum. They went down to 10. And then after reveal, they went all the way up to 21 Ethereum. And you were also airdropped Goo. And at one point, the price of Goo was like 3 grand. So that is what people got, like 2, 3, 4 ETH based on your multiplier. Just airdrop to them. So for a free mint to go all the way up to basically 25 if you count the Goo, that is absolutely crazy. But of course, a ton of people were pissed off that they didn't get to mint this. But here's what happened. I've been covering this project or talking about it for roughly 5 months. So that means you had 5 months where you could try to get whitelisted for it. Yes, the Discord was locked. You did need to get nominated by somebody, but they also had an art tool on their website. And if you went to create art and then just posted it on Twitter, you might have to do multiple posts. But I do know people who they don't have crazy amounts of followers. They aren't influencers. They posted art. They posted about Art Gobblers, showed that they liked the project, and they were given whitelist. They were given, 20 grand for free for making a piece of art. So there was plenty of opportunity to get whitelist. However, what happened is most people weren't paying attention. Then in the final 4 days, when everybody started talking about it, because it's Paradigm, it's Justin Roiland, but Paradigm is also behind Blur, which is a tool that everybody's using. So this got a lot of hype. They planned that very strategically, by the way, releasing Blur to the public and Art Gobblers at the same time. But everybody found out about it, or everybody started paying attention to it very last minute. And then they were mad that there was no raffles or there was no collabs or no way for them to easily get whitelist. The people who are complaining publicly, and there's a witch hunt going on for influencers or anybody who essentially tweeted about Art Gobblers and then dumped it, or they sold it as if, if you have more than X Twitter followers, you're not allowed to flip an NFT. But to all the people who are really mad, I think they should be putting more time, looking for new projects, researching and trying to find this stuff, and less time just being upset, and you're going to be a lot more successful. The other thing I'm seeing, because obviously the floor, the floor of Goo is down bad, the floor of Art Gobblers from 21, it's a free mint. So from free mint to 3.5 ETH, that is amazing. But of course they went to 21 ETH. I'm seeing tweets like, oh, your favorite influencers dumped on you. Were any of you buying at 21 ETH? Like, this is a whales game. The people who were buying this were either DAOs or whales. So they were just dumping on each other, and it's mainly them who got wrecked. So I don't know why there was a witch hunt. I don't understand all the FUD behind this. I think a lot of it, unfortunately, had to do with jealousy when, you're not part of the major collection that's going on. It's unfortunate, but, if you put in the work, there was Moonbirds, there were a ton of collections that this happened to. So if you put in the work, you will eventually hit one of these, and that's where you make the big money. Next, we just had the reveal for KPR, and a lot more people had plenty more people had whitelist for KPR than people who had whitelist for Art Gobblers. So this had a ton of support, right? If you have whitelist for something, you are not going to FUD your own bags. You're going to want it to do well. So everybody was praising this, but thanks to Art Gobblers, KPR performed a lot better than I thought it would. Had Art Gobblers not happened, one, I don't believe they could have done a 0.2 mint price, but two, my prediction for this was between 0.4 and 0.6. 0.6 was the high. When Art Gobblers happened, I thought it was going to do 0.6, but these went all the way near 1 ETH. So if Art Gobblers didn't happen, this would not have happened, in my opinion. So So be thankful that Art Gobblers happened and it ended up pumping these, especially if you had whitelist for these, or if you bought in secondary and then you were able to 2x your money. Now, of course, they revealed, I really like the art for these. The floor is doing quite well, especially considering most collections just go way down after reveal. It did go under 0.4. However, people have been buying these up. Like I said, there's currently an anime meta going on. There's these 12 collections that everyone has been comparing the art for. There's jokes like, oh, it's the same artist getting paid by all these projects. The two most hyped on this list, other than KPR, because KPR was very hyped, are going to be Ether as well as Valhalla. Now, Valhalla mints on the 20th, unless they plan on delaying it due to the market conditions. However, it is supposed to mint on the 20th. There was some FUD with the whole founder of 1984. To be honest, I don't think that's going to matter. Like I said, people defend their bags. A lot of people do have whitelist for Valhalla. They have been looking forward to it for a while. So even though he said random ass poor people in a private DM, I'm not a fan of leaking DMs, especially not leaking partial DMs where you only see a little piece of the conversation. But despite anything he said or done, I don't think that's going to matter. People just want the collection to do well because they have whitelist. So I'm still looking forward to Valhalla. The other one is Ether. I don't think Ether is going to mint for a while, maybe December, but I do think it is going to be next year. I get a lot of vibes of Azuki from Ether. Azuki did mint last year in January, so I wouldn't be shocked if Ether also minted in January. I also wouldn't be shocked if Ether had a very high mint price, somewhere around 1 Ethereum. I have heard rumors of that. So be ready for that 10K collection with a high mint price, but they do have a ton of support in Web3, and they're going to have support from Web2. So these are two projects that I'm looking forward to. The other one, of course, is the much awaited Memeland, and I really love the art for the potatoes. I wasn't a fan of, you know, the muscly potatoes that were flexing. I wanted cute art, not that kind of art, but I really do dig these potatoes that they have been releasing. They did a really great job with the art. So I am looking forward to the stage 5 potatoes. My one fear with potatoes is as they reach stage 5, a ton of people are going to unstake them, even though you lose your tickets when you unstake, even though you potentially don't get whitelist for Memeland, because if you hold 3 potatoes, you are automatically given whitelist to mint Memeland. But even though all that, I do feel like once the evolution is done, people are going to unstake them and list them. Right now, we only have 76 listings on OpenSea. Of course, that isn't counting any other marketplace. Let's just assume there's 150 listings total. That is a very thin floor, and it can easily go to 2 ETH. But if people start to delist, I do see it going down. I'm hopeful. I have 4 of these. I'm hopeful it goes to 2 ETH because I do want to flip at least 1 before the mint happens. But again, we have no idea when that is. They did say that they would be releasing this year, so I am expecting it to release. I thought it would be November, but now with this huge crash, who knows? Maybe it's going to be December, but hopefully they just launch in a good time. KPR was a great example of this. Art Gobblers happened. KPR had their art ready. They had their contract ready. The website was ready. Everything was good to go with KPR. They saw the opportunity. They saw the market picking up. They saw all the volume and they said, this is when we're launching, and they just did it. So I really hope that Memeland has all of this stuff ready for the captains and that they can time the market perfectly, especially if you want to launch with a high mint price. If they're going for something like 1.69, which has been the rumor, they're trying to raise what, like $20 million. That is a lot of money to be raising. That is a lot of, you know, high expectations. You do need a very good floor. You're going to need a floor of at least 2x that is going to sustain throughout the whole mint, because if it is not higher than mint price, people are not here to donate their money to fund your company for 0% equity. Okay, people are here to make money, including myself. Okay, I'm a flipper. I will be the first to admit it. I'm a flipper. I am here to make money. I hold a ton of NFTs. There's NFTs that I hold. I'm part of those communities. I love it. But at the end of the day, I'm here to make money. If something isn't profitable, I'm not going to donate my money to somebody to build a company. So everything has to be perfectly timed. And I do hope that they are keeping this in mind, because I really want this to be a successful mint. And after seeing Reddit perform so well, I'm excited for this, because these are going to be NFTs for 9gag, the same way Reddit has their NFTs. So there is a ton of potential here if the whole mint, if everything is done well. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching the Crypto Gorilla. Peace.